What's up, y'all? It's your girl Z. I'm back again with another video. If you like my channel, be sure to subscribe down below. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment on the video, comment now, comment during the video, or comment after the video. I don't give a damn, just as long as you comment on the video. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and on Snapchat. I'm trying to be more active on both. It's zeechampion. It will be in the description box.
This video was filmed in December.
Oh my god, let's go ahead and quickly address the elephant in the room. Long story short, my job was overworking me. School was hectic because I had my finals. I broke my ankle, but I'm back. I'm not 100% mentally, but life don't wait on nobody. I miss y'all. Let's go. Make some noise, y'all. What the But if you're gonna like me, get your grown folks juice and let's go. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm literally so excited right now. I'm so happy. I'm in a much better space, like just mentally and stuff. Shout out to my husband and my mama, because you know they've been sticking through with your girl, because your girl has not been the easiest to just even be around. They've been holding it down. So as y'all can tell by the title, this is gonna be the story time about how my friends ran off on us. And when I say my friends, take that lightly, because these really weren't even my friends. But let's go ahead and get to the story. I gotta give y'all some previous information to make it make sense and let y'all know how we got to where they was able to run off on your girl. So we're gonna go ahead and give the guy in this story, let's give him a name, Tracy. So we're gonna name him Tracy. So the reason I know Tracy is because Tracy and my husband are friends. Tracy and my husband, they've been friends since my husband, they've been friends for like 3 years, maybe like 3 years. When we first moved here, they worked at the same job. My husband ended up going to his career or whatever, so he ended up leaving that job. Tracy just ended up leaving the job as well. Because Tracy was a street pharmacy, so I think he just wanted the job just to make it look good for paper. So that's how Tracy and my husband got acquainted or whatever. So throughout, like, you know, even though they went their separate ways or whatever, they always caught up. They always, you know, stayed in touch with each other as friends would. Now, one day Tracy comes to us with, you know, a business proposition. Allegedly. So Tracy was like, hey, now mind y'all, this was in the midst of Miss C19, you know, Miss Corona. So this was in the midst of that. So, you know, baby, if you wasn't making money then, that was the time to make money, baby. They had all types of ways you can make money. What you know me, goody two shoes. I ain't do nothing. Your girl was out here working her butt off at work. I did get a like an emergency pay or whatever, like, so I ain't gonna lie, I did get that. I think we got $2.50 more on our little what was it called, like Hero Pay, Mercy, whatever, just working through, you know, the virus or whatever. So he came to us and he was like, you know, because of COVID going on, they just throwing them yamps to me. If y'all don't know what yamps are, what do yamps sound with, or something that makes sense? Food, but I'm gonna call them yamps. So Tracy came to my husband. He was like, yeah, you know, I got them yamps. He was like, they giving me so many. Now how Tracy was getting yamps, I don't know. I don't know how he was getting yamps. And because I seen his car. It was his name on there. So Tracy was getting yamps. So he was like, yeah, like, you know, you my homeboy, I'm a fool with you or whatever. So definitely, like, you know, I'm gonna give it to you on what's it called, like on the 50 cent or whatever, because I know people, I don't know, he said he gonna give it to us like on 50 cents. So for instance, he'll give us 400, we give him 200. Hell yeah. So we have been doing that with Tracy for a while. You know, we have been doing that for a while. So then, you know, Miss Corona whatever died down or whatever, so I guess they took away the large amount they was giving to him, so we stopped getting them from him. Now mind you, Tracy and my husband, it was cool like in the midst of that, before that, and then now that it stopped, he still was cool with him after that. But Tracy wasn't just like no everyday homeboy that my husband just would talk to every day. My husband don't talk to none of his homeboys like every day. Don't hang out with none of them like just every weekend or whatever. But they'll hang out every now and then. They'll go out every now and then. You know, they'll get together and, you know, do their little extracurricular activities. So sometimes Tracy would come over here. Sometimes my husband would go over there. And it had been like a long period where my husband and Tracy wasn't talking no more. Now, mind you, we would make sure we stayed in contact with Tracy for them yams. That's the one thing about it. We make sure we stayed in contact with Tracy for them yams. I don't give a damn if we had to go knock on Tracy's door like, hey, Tracy, it's the 10th. You got them yams. So, yeah, but when he stopped getting them, it's like him and my husband still were cool, but they just wasn't talking as much because it's like one thing for sure, we was going to talk to him on the 10th of every month. And when I say every month, I mean every month we was going to talk to him on the 10th, you know, to make that little transaction. But, you know, him and my husband, they still was cool and whatever. So, him and my husband, I don't know, it's just like one day, I don't know, like they just fell off or whatever. And then I think Tracy must have, well, I know now that Tracy ended up getting a new phone or whatever. So then, y'all, more recently, y'all, I literally never tell story times about recent things. I think the most recent story time y'all ever heard me tell was like 2 years ago. Y'all, this story time was less than a year ago. So it's gonna sound different than my other story time. My other story time, you know, your girl was young, reckless, you know. But you know, your girl is saved and satisfied. So I don't act the way that I used to act. But nonetheless, Tracy ended up hitting my husband up on Facebook, and he was like, you know, what's up, bro? Like what you got going on? And so my husband hit him back, and he was like, yeah, like, he was like, I just realized, like, I had you on, he was like, I just looked you up on Facebook. He was like, I had ended up losing my phone or whatever. He was like, shit, I was trying to get in touch with you, but I couldn't find your number. So, you know, him and my husband, you know, they started back hanging out or whatever, just, you know, picking it back up, because, you know, it really ain't no biggie with dudes. It ain't no biggie. Meanwhile, you know, my friend with this shit like that. Who? Y'all know how we get sometimes. Y'all know how we get. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. Like, as long as you didn't do nothing, like, you know, I understand. Things happen. Life be life. But anyway, y'all. So Tracy, my husband, they started back talking or whatever. Tracy, you know, he come back over here. But mind y'all, in that time, oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all, in that time too, we had moved and Tracy had moved as well. Because it's been times where, I don't know, like, I guess it has something to do with Tracy being a street pharmacist. I don't know, I'm assuming. But Tracy always has a new phone, always has a new number. But it has been Tracy came over here and knocked on the door. It was like, hey, bro, like, I don't even know you know, but we ended up moving. And it's also been times like we have just like went to Tracy's house because we couldn't get in touch with him because, you know, but when we always did it was for them yams and he knew we was gonna come, like, you know. But it was one time in the past that he had just came looking for my husband or whatever. But like I said, we ended up moving. So, you know, they get back acquainted, whatever, they same old spiel, you know, doing their little extracurricular activities, doing what they do. They grown men, they can do what they want to do. And he coming over here, my husband going over there. Now, mind y'all, Tracy girlfriend, we're going to give her the name Marie. Now, I didn't know Marie. I never had really spoke to Marie. Only time I've seen Marie is when I went to go pick up the Yamp card or whatever. And mind you, I used to go sometimes because, you know, like I'm doing grocery shopping. So I used to go, and I think I've seen Marie maybe like 2 times. Usually I'll just go pick it up for Tracy. But I seen Marie maybe like 2 times. But now, mind you, Marie knew my husband and well acquainted with my husband, as well as I knew Tracy and well acquainted with Tracy. He knew that I was his not his damn husband, his wife. I don't think she necessarily knew that because, like I said, they was getting a lot. So they was making them transactions with multiple people. So she probably thought I was just some rando come picking it up or whatever. So Tracy hits on my husband and he like, hey, like, what you and your old lady doing? Like, we should go bowling tonight or whatever. And y'all, it's so crazy because I promise you, just the night before, me and my husband had went bowling. So we had told Tracy that, like, dang, that's crazy, we just went bowling the night before. And he was like, you know what, y'all trying to get into something tonight? We was like, actually, you know, we had us a little date planned already, a little private date, you know. But it was like, hit us this weekend, because that happened through the week. It was like, hit us this weekend, we'll get together, we'll do something. So the weekend comes, Tracy and my husband, it's like, okay, let's do something. So as we said, we was gonna go out. So he was like, all right, well, I'm gonna hit y'all when I'm ready to go out. So, us, we think we probably gonna go out around 11:30. Mind you, my husband Tracy had went out before. So, y'all, me and my husband, we go pick us up some seafood. We get to the house, and y'all, I am bashing this seafood or whatever. I'm literally bashing my seafood. So Tracy called my husband, and he like, hey, bro, I'm getting ready to leave the house right now. Send me your address. Y'all, it's like 8:30. So I'm like, what the hell? And I didn't know that we was gonna pregame, because I ain't got no problem with it. But usually when we pregame, first of all, it still wouldn't be 8:30. Maybe we could start about 9:30. Maybe 10 be a good time to start pregaming. But it's just like, okay, and then when people come to my house, I like to have a little something, a little rotel, a little meatball, a little 1-2. So I'm like, okay, whatever. My husband like, babe, it ain't a big deal. Like, eat your seafood. It's just Tracy and his girl. I don't know her like that. But Tracy and his girl come over. We get to talking or whatever. Mind you, when they come over, they bring a bottle with them of grown folks juice. And we already had us a bottle of grown folks juice here. So, they come over. We talking and everything. I'm getting to know Marie. So I'm like, oh, okay, me and Marie both telling each other like, you cool as fuck. Like, it's crazy. They've been friends all this time. We never met each other, but you cool. You cool. So y'all, we having a good time, real good time. But then the grown folks juice get low. So we like, okay, well, we need to run to the store to get some more grown folks juice. I was like, okay, we'll give it a try. Everybody was okay with that. Usually if it's like a chill night, I really don't mix my liquors. But I ain't gonna say I never don't mix my liquor. Nowadays, I don't, because I don't even really drink. I hardly drink. I'm a social drinker, I guess you could say, or occasion. I don't know what it's called, whatever. But yeah. So we go to the grown folks juice store, and so my husband and what's his face, Tracy, go in the store. So when they in the store, me and Marie, we just talking, kicking shit or whatever. So I see my husband phone ding, you know me. So I'm, I look at his phone, and I see a notification come by, and it's basically his bank send a little notification, you just made a purchase. And I see it was like, I think it was like $60 or $70, because we got the big bottle of Patron. So I'm just like, okay, not really thinking nothing of it. But when they come back out, I see they only had that one bottle. So I'm like, oh, okay. Still not really thinking nothing of it. So we get back to the house. We still, having a good time. And I know y'all, we finally end up going out, y'all. We ended up going out. So when we get into the club, it was like ladies in free, but men had to pay. So me and Marie, since we having such a good time together, like we right there, hand in hand going in the club. We already, little tip. So we going in the club, just chit chatting and all that. So as soon as we get in the club, Marie had to go to the bathroom. So it's like, as soon as you enter the club, it's a hallway, and the bathroom is on the. So it's like, as soon as you get through the entrance door, the bathroom is like in the hallway, and then you go further to actually get into the club. So me and Marie go to the bathroom, and when I come out the bathroom, I still see my husband and Tracy over there. They just now coming through. So I'm like, dang, like, they took a while. But, sometimes I know they check them more or whatever. So we get in the club, y'all. We have a good time. We drinking all night. I'm to my drinking all night. We having a good time. So end of the night comes. We ended up going back home. And so the next day when we wake up, I get like a little notification to my phone, and the notification, it was on Cash App. Mind y'all, my husband really don't use Cash App like that, but at this time somebody had hacked into somebody in Cash App. So, but I use Cash App a lot, and I didn't create another Cash App for a long time because I thought somebody was gonna hack me again. So I was using my husband Cash App. I literally had put a picture of us and then put our last name on there. So yeah, I was mainly just using my husband Cash App, because I use Cash App a lot, especially when I'm paying like deposits for hair, nails, toes, all that crap. So yeah, so I see it's from Tracy, and it's for like $30. So I tell my husband, like, hey, Tracy just sent you $30. And he was like, oh, okay. Yeah, he's sending that from last night. And I was like, oh, what, like, you know, what happened last night? And so he was like, oh, yeah, last night he ended up losing his bank card. So I paid. And I'm like, what was $30? Like, what is he paying you back for? And he was like, oh, everything. And I'm just like, everything? How was that $30? Because mind you, my husband bought the whole bottle. He paid for Tracy to get in, and he paid for the drinks all night long. But I'm not the type of person that really go tit for tat with people, because I feel like if we cool, like, I'm gonna get it back, you know? Like, I'm not like, oh, I paid for you to get in the club, you better pay for me, because I'm pretty sure when we get in, you're gonna buy me a drink. But he said he left his bank card. But even though he only sent, because he told, my husband said that he told him he was gonna send him like half of everything back. So that was the only reason I was like side-eyed, because like you said you was gonna send half everything back. Because I know my husband, you know, he like me, like we ain't really like the type of people that's gonna press you for money. Because one thing about it, I'm not gonna do it if I need it. Like, if I'm gonna be pressed to get it back, I'm not gonna do it. So that would never, like, me being pressed to get something back would never happen, because I would never pay for somebody or let somebody borrow something. I learned that I would never pay for somebody or let somebody like borrow money from me or whatever if I'm gonna be pressed to get it back. I really, like, once it go out that type of way, I'm not really, you know, pressed to get it back, because hey, baby, save yourself the headache. But my husband was saying like, oh, you know, he just said he left his bank card, he's gonna send it back. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. But you know, I don't really give a damn about it. So let's just say like 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks go by. See, and Marie hits us up again, and they like, yeah, y'all, like, they got an event going on downtown, let's swing by the event. So we like, oh yeah, for sure, let's go to the event or whatever. So they coming over our house, y'all, and they come over here. Same thing happened, you know, we pregame and everything. But this time, y'all, I knew that they were coming. I knew we were going to pregame. So, you know, I ended up fixing some rotel and some meatballs and some chicken wings. So we having a good time, we pre-gaming or whatever. So, and then this particular time they had took a cab over here. Last time they drove over here, and then we all rode together. But this time they took a cab to our house, because they was like, they already know they're gonna be towed up from flow up. So we ended up, and we go downtown, y'all. We went downtown. The vibes, they was okay, but it wasn't really like our type of vibes, if you know what I mean. The festival that was going on, it just wasn't like our type of vibes or whatever. So I was like, oh, like, y'all want to see like if it's some clubs down, you know, downtown or whatever, that, you know, they got something going on. Mind y'all, we had already parked in the parking like the parking garage deck thing, and we just had walks. I'm like, you know, walk ain't too bad, we could just go ahead and walk to the club. Now at the end of the night, the walk from the club back to the parking garage was a little bit, I'm like, forget it, because the walk from where we was at the festival to the club wasn't bad. So Marie and Tracy was like, oh yeah, like, we can go. And so then as we get closer or whatever, they was like, oh, is it free to get in? And I was like, no, I don't think this one is free to get in, but like some of the bars are free to get in, because you're gonna be spending money at the bar. And so they was like, oh, y'all don't want to go there? Y'all don't want to go like to a bar or something? And I was like, well, y'all, we already here. I'm like, the music sound good, y'all, you know, let's just go check it out or whatever. So we go up there, y'all. So mind y'all, Marie and Tracy is walking like hella slow. So I'm just like, what the heck is going on with them? But I'm not really paying attention. Like, this time, you know, I'm with my man. And we're having a good time, like, you know, because music is playing all around outside. So we still, you know, just vibing or whatever. So we get to the door, and, you know, the bouncer security, whoever was at the door at the time, say like, oh, let's just say it was 40 to get in. So we tell them, we was like, hey y'all, it's 40. And they was like, oh dang, we ain't got no cash. And then the security, he was like, oh, we got an ATM like right here, you know, you can get it off or whatever. And then one of them was like, I don't know if it was Tracy Marie, and they was like, dang, I don't think I got my card on me. And so then the bouncer was like, oh, we take cash out. And so I was like, y'all, they take cash out. And they was like, oh, I don't, like, y'all, all of these excuses. So y'all, I kind of was getting the hint. So I just turned around, I grabbed my husband's hand, and I'm just like walking back out, because mind y'all, like, Marie and Tracy, they wasn't even behind us. Like, they was a little distance away. Like, we was kind of like screaming back at them. So I walked back there with them, like, y'all forget it, like, we can go to the bar or something. And then Tracy was like, hell, you know, ain't really nothing really going on like that, which it was, but he was like, ain't nothing really going on like that. Hell, we could just go back to the house. You know, we both still got bottles or whatever. We could just go back to the house. So I'm like, yeah, y'all, like, hey, I ain't, you know, we can if y'all want to. Good vibes was vibing. We ended up like spending the night in. Mind you, they had brought their own bottle and we had our own bottle, but it was like bigger bottles this time, so we didn't need to, like, you know, reload or whatever. Like, y'all, we had a good ass night. We playing games, watching movies, talking. We did a little karaoke, y'all. We had a good night. And then I even had went to the store because I had this hookup at this one store. And y'all, I went to the store. When I tell y'all, I went to the store and got like $100 worth of stuff, but like I said, I had a hookup. Y'all, I'm talking about, like, because we already had grown folks juice at the house. So I was getting stuff like Red Bulls. And sometimes, like, we like to chase our stuff with, like, little, you know, them little, like, Seagram stuff and little wine coolers and stuff like that. So I got some of them. I was getting all of some chips and some candy. And, y'all, I was just getting all type of stuff because, like I said, I had to hook. So, yeah, y'all. So we get back and, y'all, we had a damn good time that night. So, yeah. So it's like the last time, like the previous time, I had forgot like all about that little stuff, whatever, all about the money, because I'm not really like, you know, I don't trip about stuff like that. So I had let that go. So everything was cool with me, my husband, Tracy, and Marie. Like, everything was good. Everything was cool. Like, Marie, I'm like, oh, yeah, she cool as hell. Like, you know, we was even talking about like goals and stuff, and she was telling me like she wanted to, she was enrolling back in school. So she was, you know, asking me about, you know, being like a working adult, because it's different in August. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, kudos to you. Shout out to you. The thing that happened that night was they told us, they was like, yeah, y'all know we getting, we still get like them yamps or whatever. And they just boosted us up. So if y'all want to start back, you know, getting them from us or whatever, then y'all can. You ain't said nothing but a word. You ain't said nothing but a word. Y'all, when they said that, I was like, yes, it's a parenthesis on my video, because inflation, groceries are high. So when they said we get them yums back, I'm like, okay, yeah, okay, cool. So we ended up making a little transaction with them, like within like the next week or so or whatever. So y'all, I say about like, let's just say like a month go by, and this time it was a holiday. It was y'all, I'm just gonna say it was a holiday. So it was a holiday, and they was like, oh yeah, like let's go out. And this night we knew we was gonna go club hopping. Mind y'all, club hopping. And we knew the clubs we was gonna go to. We all went to these clubs, we knew we were gonna go club hopping. So I'm not discussing price with nobody, because one thing about me, I'm transparent. If I do it. So the time come or whatever, and my friend ended up wanting to go as well. So we all said that we was gonna ride together, and my extra friend, she wasn't drinking, so she was gonna drive us around. Yay! Shout out to my girl. But anyway, so y'all, this time when they come over, we really don't like pregame whatever, because they came over pretty late. And we just ended up going straight to the club. So y'all, we get to the club, everything cool, everybody, you know, paying for themselves or whatever to get in. So then we get to the bar. Like, y'all, we ordering drinks, like everybody. The way we was doing it, like when one person ordered drinks, we just ordered drinks for everybody, and we was just kind of taking turns like that. So everything cool, everything good. Now I'm not gonna lie, y'all, by the time we was leaving this first place, we were wasted. So when we got to the second place, I think we stayed there a little minute. But when we got to the third place, now y'all, when we got to the third place, we get up in there. At this point, we there a little bit. So y'all, we there, and we just ordering drinks. We ordering food and everything. So then it's the, you know, we getting ready to leave or whatever, and I don't know if my husband realized it or not, but he had a tab. So when we get the ending of the tab, everything that everybody had drunk in our group was on the tab. So, you know, my husband, he go ahead and pay for it, whatever. Because it's like, when you really like having a good time in that mode, you're not really just thinking about it, whatever. But you definitely not thinking that your friend gonna try to get off on you. Especially because it's like prior. So at this point, y'all, like, Okay, y'all, let me just get through the night. So that night happened or whatever, y'all. We ended up going to Waffle House. And some more stuff happened that night too, y'all. That's a whole nother story time. Y'all, that's a whole nother story time of the stuff that happened when we were leaving Waffle House. But that really don't got nothing to do with that couple. But it has something to do with my other friend. So I'm going to tell that story time at a later time. So then, y'all, the next day we get up. And you know me. I'm back serious now. So I tell my husband, I'm like, hey, check your transaction last night and see how much you spent at the club. And like, do you still got that ticket? Because I remember I think he had put it in his wallet. I think I remember. Because you know, he girls wasted. So he looked at it and he was like, oh, dang, like we drunk a lot. And I'm like, no, that's everybody's stuff. Like, you know, they was just putting everything on one tab. So I was like, yeah, like, is your friend, like, did he give you half? Is he gonna do something? You know, I'm like, cause like in the past we paid for him basically because that time at the club, the entrance itself was like $40 for me. And then we had drove that very first time. So we ended up paying the parking too, but we wasn't tripping about it or whatever. And we had bought the bottle and all you sent back was like $20-$30. If you was going half like you said you was, that wasn't really it. But like I said, I ain't tripping about it because I'm just like, you know, we all cool. Second time we all was hanging out again. None of us really paid for neither one of us. But like I said, like I cooked and stuff at the house. Yeah, y'all brought liquor with y'all. And also, like I said, he was a street farm, so he brought some, you know, and him and my husband was doing that extracurricular activity, so that's why I wasn't tripping, you know, when I like cooked or whatever. And then like I'm not just a person like, you come over, I'm gonna feed you. One thing about it, you know, you come to my house, you can eat. So I wasn't really tripping about that. Like I said, you know, I made the trip to the store, I wasn't really tripping about it. But when this third time came, and here it go again, where ain't nobody paying for you again, you know, I'm not tripping about the things in the past. But now this, like, third time right here, now this, it gets, well, third, fourth time, whatever, this where it gets to a point or where it's just like, okay, no, they trying to get over now. Because in the past, it's just like, you know, we weren't really going tit for tat. But that's the thing about not going tit for tat. When you don't really be doing stuff like that, people be playing with you. That's why it be so hard for me to find friends. Because I'm the type of person, like, if I pay this time, I know my friend got it in. I'm like, oh, you know, it's cool. Like, I know he ain't really trying to get over. And I'm like, well, I really, you know, I don't like that. So my husband ended up hitting up his homeboy or whatever, and he was like, yo, bro, like, you know, you gonna send me to have whatever. And his homeboy, he was like, oh yeah, I forgot to give it to you last night. Like, I meant to give it to you, but you know, we were so messed up, whatever. So, you know, I'm not thinking nothing of it. He said he meant to give it to us. And you know, who am I to say you're a liar and you're trying to get over the person who knew that what you was trying to do? But I didn't say that. I didn't say that. So he was like, well, you know, we get them yumps in a few days, so how about, you know, you just get the yumps or whatever with that, you know, instead of me just sending it to you, how about you just get the yumps? So I'm just like, yo, that's cool. Shit, we was gonna get something anyway, like, that's cool with us. So y'all, why did they come to get the yumps? We hit him up and we like, hey, you know, we finna come over there and get the yumps. He was like, oh, I'm not at home right now. And so we was like, okay, that's fine. We'll do online order. Send us a picture of the card. You think a picture of that card ever came? Mind y'all, I had a picture of the card because one thing about it, one thing about it, I you know, your girl be ready. So y'all, why I go in there and try to place an online order, the pen was wrong. So the pen had been changed. Mind you, I knew the pen when I took a picture of the card. I knew. So I hit up Marie and I'm like, hey boo, I'm trying to make an online order or whatever with the card. Like, what's the pen? No response. We let some time go past or whatever. So it's getting to like 2 weeks and we ain't heard nothing from them. So we like, okay, we been more than, you know, come on now. So then me and my husband, we ended up going over there and we go and we knock on their door. And now mind you, we didn't go knock on their door finna like, oh, fight them or just necessarily confront them. We knock on the door because we supposed to be cool and don't think this going down like that. But we really didn't go over there for like, you know, necessarily trouble. But it's just like, don't think you're gonna do that and then don't get no response. So we just kind of went over there just like, what's going on? But y'all, why the hell we knocked on the door? They do not live there no more. So they had, and then my husband had said, oh, I think he did tell me something about that they ended up switching apartments because they got a bigger apartment. So we're like, damn, we don't even know where they live at now, y'all. So y'all, when I tell you like 2 months go by and I'm just sitting in my bed randomly and I'm thinking, I'm just like, they got me messed up. So I ended up just calling Shay. She answered the phone. I'm like, So I know she answered the phone because she probably didn't have my number saved and she probably didn't recognize it. So she just answered the phone. So she like, hello? And I'm like, hello? And she's like, oh, who is this? I'm like, this is Z, so-and-so's wife. And so, you know, I run the situation back or whatever. And she's like, oh my God, I am so sorry. Do you know that Tracy is in jail? Oh, do you know he's in jail? He's in jail. So much has happened to us. I'm struggling to pay the bills. Blah, 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 blah. She was lying, y'all. She most definitely was lying because what she didn't know is she had gave me her Snapchat and I literally had been watching her Snapchat. You're a liar. And the thing is, if he really like, if that like whole spill was true, and you know, because I know, you know, then she would be like a single mom with how many kids they got? 2 kids. So I wouldn't even be tripping about it. But it's like, girl, you really gonna sit on my phone lie? So I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that. When can I meet you and get the card? And so she's like, oh yeah. She was like, oh, I just want to let you know, like, we never do y'all like that. Y'all are too good to us. Da, da, da. She was like, you know, me and you still got to get together, hang out. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so when can I get the card? And she was like, yeah, we can actually meet up when I get off today and I'm give it to you. Yeah. Like I said, that was early this year. Marie must still be at work. Because that hoe never reached back out to me to get that card. Y'all, it got to a point where I just told my husband, I'm like, you know what? Like, it's cool. At this point, let's just let it go. Because, like, what can we do about it? Now, if I was shysty, I could be shysty. But I'm not that type. Like, I'm really not that. In the past, couple years back, I would have did what I was thinking about doing. But I'm not the type of person, you know, where, first of all, allegedly that's illegal. So you shouldn't even be doing stuff like that. So you know what? We just charged to the game. It is what it is. But it was just like it's like I kind of seen the signs. It's like they were cool people. I don't know if they were going through a hard time because like I said, this has always been my husband's friend or whatever. And my husband has never had that issue with them. And that's another reason why I wasn't just like tripping about it and going down their throat, because I'm not a person who's gonna let money come in between us. But it gets to a point where it's like you're not gonna just like, I'm not gonna let money come in between me and somebody, like, you know, we cool as fuck or whatever. But it's just like, if you knew you didn't have it like that, then why you doing it like that, you know? Because I'm the person, we can go out and pop bottles and we also can sit in the house and drink Walmart wine. It is what it is, and they know that we're them type of people because we've done it before. So it's just like, if you knew you didn't have it, you knew wasn't nobody sponsoring y'all. So why did you do it? So there where it comes in, where I don't like feel like no sympathy, like, oh, maybe they were going through a hard time or whatever. It's like, you know, I can't really just, you know, just F with it or whatever, or be understanding to that, because it's just like, if y'all were, other things could have been done. Y'all the one wanted to do this. Like, you know, we were, all of us were on board of doing this. We talked about this in advance. At any moment, y'all could have said, oh, you know, funds ain't right. And it would have been cool. And then it's just like, why y'all didn't want to give us the YAMP card? I don't know if it went back down or what happened, but it's just like, you said you were going to do that and then didn't do that. And it's like, it's crazy because it was just like, we were so-called friends, and it's just like, it's just dumb shit that comes in between. But it's like, people like that, it's not even really about the money to me. The reason why I'll never fuck with them again is just simple. Like, you could have, number one, if it was an issue, like after everything had been done, you could have communicated that. Don't sit there and ignore us and like try to run off and get off. Number two, why would you even plan all of this and do all this if you know your funds weren't right? Why? Literally, why? So that was dumb or whatever. And my husband, like, I think it's like a man thing. Like, he wasn't tripping about like the friendship or whatever. He was just like, you know, like, I mean, he was mad, but like, as far as like losing a friend, like, he wasn't really tripping about it, whatever. But yeah, y'all, that's the end of my story time about how my friend ran off on us. Yeah, y'all, but if you stay to the end of this story time, if you like this story time, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you comment on the video, and make sure you tune in next week at the same time for another video. If this is your first time here, if this is your second time here, if this is your third time here, make sure you watch the rest of my content. Make sure y'all keep up with me on my other social medias, and love y'all.